Hey guys, I'm kind of sick, but that's okay. Um, I wanted to talk about how mental health affected my belief systems and I guess you could say sexuality. I wanted to start off by saying, in no ways am I a professional. I'm not bashing any religions and I'm not bashing any sexualities. So, with that in mind, let's talk about religion first. When I was younger and started to get into depression, anxiety, and all of this good stuff, um, I started believing in a practice called Wicca, which is basically you have a god and a goddess, you don't harm anyone, and sometimes there's magic involved and stuff like that. Um, Now, I want to say that I do believe in magic. I really do. It's just I think it was more fueled by like a prerequisite uh, a a warning sign. How about that? It started as a warning sign of my schizophrenia. Um, Not to say that magic isn't real, but like I feel like it was very, very, very out there for me, considering I come from a Christian background. Um, but then I decided to go back to Christianity because I felt pressured and I was manic at the time. I was manic at the time that I had gotten baptized or whatever. I was manic, and that wasn't quite the experience. And I was on like this spiritual high as well as mania, and it really it felt good until I started crashing, and then I started to question why me, why me, and I went between Wicca and Christianity, or paganism and Christianity for quite some time. As time went on, I got angrier and bitter, and I started to believe that there was no God. And it's because I'm like, if I'm suffering and if I'm telling God that I'm suffering and asking Him to help me, He would have helped me by now. But I grew bitter, so I had like a phase of atheism. That bitterness, it was something else. Um, I decided to look into Satanism. Now, before you say this, that it's bad, Satanism, at least LaVeyan Satanism, is interesting. There's a lot of doctrines that resonate with me still, like no harming of pets, no harming of children. The only way you can harm an animal is for food sources, etc., etc. So there's that. And I would fluctuate between Satanism and like spiritual but not religious. And that was hard. It was really hard because when I was depressed, I would go back to Satanism. When I was on a manic swing, I would go back to spiritual but not religious. So, fast forward to today. I am pretty much normal, which is odd for me to say. I feel normal. Um, and I'm starting to see things clearer now. I am finding out that I believe in God, but there's different aspects of God. Um, I mean, you could call it feminine and masculine or whatever. You can call it nurturing and wrathful, whatever you want to call it. Um, I do, I am like a hippie, so yeah, I might, I might feel like dabbling more into spirituality and separating it from religion. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I it's like religion and spirituality don't belong together to me. They're two separate things, so I'm going to see what works for me there. Now, in regards to sexuality, I feel like I shouldn't be talking about this, but whatever. When I was younger, I thought that there was only one sexuality, and that was straight. And when I look back on it, I had my first crush on a girl. This is very awkward to talk about, but so that was like sixth or seventh grade. And it was very, very weird for me. And I learned about it in seventh grade. But looking back on it, I didn't know. As time went on, I found myself very hypersexual. Like it's crazy. I was boy crazy. Like the hormones were flooding my system. But that's pretty much every teenager now. I realized that I like girls a lot more than guys. And so I labeled myself as bisexual for people who don't know. Um, and I labeled myself that for quite some time. But now since I'm medicated and the mania with the sex drive has gone away, I have realized that still I still have an attraction, but I have to get to know the person. And it's like there's literally no attraction unless I get to know you. So in that spectrum, I am demisexual, like on the gray ace spectrum. Um, and it's not because of a choice. People are saying that demisexuality is a choice. Like you choose not to get sexually attracted to someone until you think it's real. For me, I don't think it's a choice. I've tried so hard to try and be sexually attracted to someone without knowing them. But every single time I see people and I want to get to know them, that's when it happens. Like it's not like a lusting for the skin, it's a lusting to get to know them. Is that weird? It's okay, I'm still engaged, y'all. But that's what happened with my fiance. He we got to know each other pretty well, and yeah, but he does know I'm demisexual, and he's got no problem with it. He really doesn't. And it's great because that's like the first person I really came out to, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that, and I recently just discovered it too. So yeah, but I guess my point is mental health can affect your perspective on things, whether it's religion or sexuality or politics or anything really. It can affect school. It affects your life and more than you think. And now that I am mentally stable, I'm realizing that my perspective on things are changing, and that's okay. Change is okay. What's not okay is forcing said beliefs on people, but like exploring yourself, that's a part of life. And you need to be mentally stable in order to do that. Trust me. I went around in a huge circle many times, many times, many times. But anyways, I'm not going to make this video long because I feel like I rambled a lot in this video. It's probably like 7 minutes, but I don't care. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Bye.